Hi heathens. So I want to ignore my lip. I'm going to attempt to, hello. Okay. I'm going to attempt to recreate the look made by NikkieTutorials in the Phantom of the Opera mask style. Ignore the fact that I only have one nail painted. I just did the Yes Oh Yes unboxing, and it came with a nail polish, and I didn't have time to do all of them. I'm gonna do it a little different than how Nikkie did it, just because I want to kind of put my own spin on it. So I'm not going to try to recreate the exact same look. I'm just going to take that mask idea and kind of do my own thing with it. So for this one, normally I use this area for checking to see what I'm doing. I am going to use the small little mirror in my Laura Lee palette so that I can get up close and see what I'm doing, because it seems that when I try to use that area and I move around too much, my camera tends to want to jump onto the floor. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start out by actually taking a NYX eyebrow pencil. If it'll focus. That's upside down, but whatever. And I'm going to make the outline. I'm actually going to try to do this side of my face, because normally this side is my favorite side. So I want to leave it unmasked, and we'll just see how it goes. So I'm gonna start out, I'm gonna try to hold this so that you can still see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna start out by making a faint line. It doesn't want to draw down my cheek. Where I want the edge of the mask to fall. Trying to go up my nose is a pain because my nose is gigantic. And we'll clean that up later, but now I at least have sort of an outline. I don't know if you can see it across the side of my face. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to start off by filling that with foundation, because that's what she starts out doing. The only thing that I don't have readily available is my concealer, because I have no idea where it even is. He's going crazy. Ignore him. I'm actually going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the shade Soft Ivory. And the reason I'm going to use this one, even though this isn't my normal go-to foundation, is because it is a little different than my skin tone, and I kind of want the mask to stand out. So normally if I wanted to match my skin tone, I'd be using my True Match or Matte True Blend foundation. I'm just taking a damp beauty sponge. I think I got a little too much product, and I'm just gonna spot it around, and just like Nikkie, I'm just gonna go in, and then later on I will clean up in areas that are outside of my line. So this foundation works really nice, but my only issue with it, sorry, there's like a little hair in the corner of my eye. My only issue with it is it tends to look kind of blotchy across my dry skin. which I don't have a lot of. My skin's very oily, but right here, if you can see how it's flaking around my skin. And I don't know why it does that, because I've met other people who have dry skin who actually love this foundation. And I normally love Wet n Wild. So, I mean, it's just a little disappointing that it doesn't cooperate properly with me. But, you know, you can't have everything. So I didn't get too much outside of it except right around here. But you can definitely, if we can focus, hello. There we go. You can definitely see the separation. I think it's trying to focus on the window. Hope it's not doing that the whole time where I'm looking into the mirror. Okay, so we at least have our base down. So now what I'm going to go into is setting it a little bit. And I'm not going to use that tiny mirror for this because, I mean, I know where my skin is. So I'm just taking a gigantic fluffy brush and I'm using my Rimmel London Stay Matte in transparent. Because this is the only powder I've found that I really like. Because normally, I don't like setting powders. Because over all those crazy areas of my skin, like where it gets dry, which, like I said, most of my skin's really oily, but over those areas, just see how bad that looks? And that's not a knock on the foundation, it's just my skin. Doesn't work well with me. Most don't. So, take that with a grain of salt, especially if you like that foundation. Keep on loving it. I want to do my eyes next, just because I think that's going to be the most time-consuming thing. And that way, if I have any fallout, I can just take that same fluffy brush and kind of wipe it away. And then once I go in with blush and everything, it'll be nice and clean. So I am going to go back into the Beauty Killer palette by Jeffree Star. And of course, since this one also has a mirror, I'm just going to use this mirror instead of going back into that one. So I'm going to wipe off my brush because I was using it this morning. Should be pretty clean though. We're going to dive into the shade Courtney, which is that kind of skin colored one, which is incredibly dark while I have on this foundation. And we're just going to put that everywhere. I do want to do something kind of dramatic like Nikkie did. Because like she said, since you are creating a mask, you might as well kind of go all out. I'm just not necessarily going to do the same color scheme. So then I'm going to take Violence, which is that purple shade in the palette, because I really liked that color the last time I used it. And we're just gonna put that. I hope I'm in focus. This is my only complaint with this shadow, is the holy fallout. But that pigmentation though is just out of this world. Which is again why I wanted to hold on to the fluffy brush. We're gonna try to knock that away. And then I'm gonna go back in with my beauty blender and try to cover some of that up. It is not wanting to work. Next time I'm gonna take my best friend's advice and put a piece of tape Probably should have done that this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my handy dandy makeup wipe. Yes, there's stuff all over it because I had to wash off the makeup this morning. And I'm just going to clean up that area. And then I'm going to go back in with some foundation. The problem with this foundation, well, I mean, I guess in reality it's a good thing, but when I wipe it away, you can immediately see all my pink skin coming back through, which is good because it means that it's covering it, but it's bad if you just get one little spot that isn't, I just dropped my plastic, that isn't covered anymore, because we're just going to go back over everything since we're already here. So I'm just patting. And I'm gonna wait to clean up around the edges until after I try to bronze and highlight and blush. I say try to bronze because I don't normally bronze. I'm sorry, I have an eyelash stuck right in the foundation. I don't normally bronze, so not 100% that I'm gonna be doing it right to begin with. But we're gonna find out. At least we're gonna give it a shot. So I'm gonna take off, where is it? I'm gonna take off the excess foundation off the back of my hand because I don't want that getting all over everything. Then I am gonna go in with blush. I want something a little dramatic. I'm gonna finish up the eye in a second. So I'm going to use this from Laura Geller. And this is in the shade Malibu. It's one of the baked blushes. I'm gonna use that same powder brush because it's nice and fluffy. We're just gonna get some of that. That looks okay. And then, I'm sorry, I started using that again. Not supposed to be. I'm gonna go in for bronzer with this golden bronzing powder from MAC. Same brush, I'm just gonna use the other side of it. And try to just deepen up my cheeks a little bit. Take it up here around my temple, and we'll see how much of it stays after I take off what's around the line, but that way we can say we tried. That blush is kind of pretty. I don't know how I'm feeling for it. Not living for it, but I definitely don't hate it. And I don't like most blushes. So to go back into the eye look, sorry, I just have a mess of stuff over here. I am going to go back into the Beauty Killer palette, and I am going to take that one, Rich Bee, and I am going to just use my finger. I'm going to get into that, and we're going to apply it right there in the center. I'm going to try to bring it up just a tiny bit and blend it across with my finger so that it's more of a seamless line. Alrighty, and now, probably my favorite part of any makeup look other than the lipstick, highlighter. So I'm going to take the Halo highlighter from AOA Studio, which is shopmissa.com. Get all the extra highlight off my brush because this thing is blinding. And I am going to use the, oh yeah, see that? That's so nice. Because this doesn't have a mirror, so I can't really use it. Now, to deepen up around this, should probably take off the excess first. So I'm gonna grab my handy dandy makeup wipe and we're gonna start going around the original line. Holy crap. I'm getting an unwanted color on the side of my face. Let me try a different part of this. I don't know if y'all can see, but right over here, we are getting some unwanted coloration. Okay. So I pretty much have everything from outside the line. So now I'm going to go in and kind of contour around the line. And to do that, I'm going to go back into the same thing that I used for the bronzer, because it is just slightly darker than my skin. I'm going to go in with a different brush than we used for the eyeshadow and get little hairs out of my foundation and see if we can just create a little bit of depth. I'm wondering if it wouldn't have been better. Oh, I remember what I forgot. Let me do that before I finish this up. I did want to do a little something with my eyebrows because they don't exist. And I am using a Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil. It's just the Color Icon pencil. I'm gonna get up out of your face and come to my little mirror. I'm kind of digging this eyeshadow though. Not sure how y'all feel about it, but I'm kind of loving it. And this highlight is just like, I can't. Now I got a little bit of a brow going. When I do that, my brows have brows. Alright. So, back into making this line pop just a little bit more. Go around my mouth. Keep glancing over to try to see if I'm in focus, but I don't have my glasses on, which means that I'm blind. So, I'm sorry y'all if I'm like cutting in and out, because I can't tell really when I glance up. Unless it's like really, really bad. Then sometimes I can tell. But if I can tell that I'm blurry, then I know y'all can't see me. Here's where it's starting to get tricky, because this is kind of an awkward angle. I don't know how she does it, because she just makes it seem so easy. Keep having little hairs wanting to stick to my foundation. And I'm going to deepen that up once more with I tried to be prepared, y'all. Another bronzer color. It's from Sonia Kashuk. It's one of these little duo pans. And because it is a little deeper and much sparklier, I'm not going to use as much. I just want to try to take it down and up and try to enhance that line just a little. Now, her line looked like it came out way further, and she had used some much deeper colors. So she did go back in with face powder and soften it up a little bit. I'm sure mine would look better if I made it darker, but I couldn't find anything short of black to help deepen it up. And I thought that might be a little aggressive. So the last step in this, of course, is to do a little bit of lipstick. So I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D in the shade Lolita. Let me get my palette. Thinking maybe I should have gone for something a little deeper. Because on the bottom you can't 100% tell right there. But there is the final look. She does like the little, look like she's holding it on. Let's take my hair down. I don't think I nailed it. I think she did way better. But, you know, it could be worse. Y'all let me know how you thought I did, and if you've got any other ideas that I should follow. I just thought this was a really cool Halloween look, so I wanted to give it a shot. So I will see y'all next time. Bye.